I know it's midsummer, but like I had the AC, like I left it on all night and it's like 64 in here. You could actually like chill beverages just like having them on your desk. It's so cold right now. What's up everybody? Peter McKinnon here and welcome back to another tutorial today. Today's something different. We're not necessarily teaching camera specifics, but I'm going to be reviewing your footage. And this is something I've never done before. I've actually been asked to critique photos and review videos and do some kind of like a feedback style episode. And I never have until actually today. So I'm a little like weird about doing it just because I don't ever want anyone to be offended with my opinion on their work. And this is really interesting because I hadn't planned on doing this. So last week I put out a video called the B-roll challenge. And essentially that was how to get good B-roll footage no matter where you are at any time, anywhere. I kind of ran you guys through the things that I look for, the things that I see when I'm shooting B-roll, no matter where I am in the world. And we used the intersection at the bottom of my office as an example of that. I did not leave that intersection and try to build an entire B-roll sequence. Now at the end of this video, I said, I would love to see what you guys created. Use hashtag PMBroll challenge, and I posted the video and the weekend came and there you go, and peace out. I did not expect, I did not expect the amount of entries that we got for the PMBroll challenge. Like my friend was like, yo, have you looked at that hashtag? I was like, no, actually, I totally forgot. Busted my phone out and was like, wow, there are so many entries. And guys, you did such a great job. Thank you so much to everybody that made an entry and posted it online for me to see. You guys are the greatest. And some of you are amazing, by the way. Some of you are making me look bad. I don't even know if I want to do this. No, but joking aside, there were some great entries, so I figured today's episode would be going over some of the ones that I chose to critique and play for you guys so you could see what your fellow cinematographers and filmmakers and fellow content creators are creating on the platform around the world, and then we would talk about each video. So that's what today's gonna be, and I'm actually quite excited about it. Now I wanted to address, because I know a lot of you will be asking, who won the 1DX Mark II camera, and I'm gonna announce that winner next 2 Minute Tuesday, so next week. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming on Tuesday. But let's jump into the first video of the PMBroll challenge posted by Nick Zamudio. I'm sorry if I pronounce anyone's names wrong. Names are really, really hard, but this is Nick's video. It's titled Breakfast. Let's take a look. I appreciate that. Yes. Ooh. I love that he's just making breakfast. Yes. All right, Nick wins. Okay. Breakfast, that was great. Nick, that was amazing. That was exactly 34 seconds, and that was the epitome of what I was challenging people to do. Making a B-roll sequence, no matter where you are, with what you have immediately, your surroundings. So Nick's making breakfast. We have a beautiful shot of the cream or the milk going into the coffee, which always looks so good for visuals, for Instagram photos, photography, anything like that. What I really liked was the egg spinning at the beginning and how you had sound effects going with that. That was really, really cool. That's actually a lot harder to do than it looks, like timing those sound effects, so well done. The one thing I will say is when the avocado shot dropped in frame, and you kind of did like a zoom transition on the hit of the music to showing it opened, I was kind of really hoping that I would get like some kind of epic knife slice to actually show the act of cutting that open instead of it already being open. I loved your little transitions. I love how you're using kind of like whip pans and a little bit of like in-camera shake to mask different speed ramps and stuff like that. So well done, dude. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. This one is from Usman Mumtaz. This guy, it's called The Streets of Lahore. Let's check this out. Looks a little something like this. All right. Good transition there. Very well done. Okay, that was 56 seconds, so it was a little longer than the challenge, but that was still great. I loved your use of speed ramps and frame blocking through the windows, as I'm assuming you were either in the backseat of a car or a cab or an Uber. I'm not sure where in the world that was, but it looked awesome. Super visual, very cinematic. There was a couple shots like this one specific right here that I think hung a little bit too long. I think you probably could have cut that at least in half or a little bit sooner and replaced that with something else. I think a lot of the times with B-roll, and I do this too, which is really hard, especially when you're shooting in slow-mo or you've got a tracking shot of something happening. It's hard to know when to cut that because the shot might be so good, or that slow-mo looks so great, or that tracking shot looks amazing and you wanna hold it because the payoff is still coming, or it's just incredible. It's knowing when to actually stop that and tie it into something else. That's the mark of a great editor, and I struggle with that myself too. So I think that shot could have been cut a little bit shorter. But dude, great job. Loved it. Great choice of music. I love that kind of stuff. So well done, man. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is called Laundry by David Lopez. Let's take a look.
Hey Peter, what's up? My name's David. I'm currently doing laundry, as you can see here. So let's do that B-roll challenge you suggested in your video. Hope you like it.
Nice. Ooh, got some masking going on. Okay, I love it. This is the epitome of the B-roll challenge. Like using what you have, no matter where you are. This dude is doing his laundry, shot this on his phone. It's all he had on him. But that's exactly kind of what these B-roll sequences are supposed to be. You are vlogging, you're filming your day, you find yourself at a laundromat and you're just showing the process in a little more of like a cinematic way than you would normally do that. So I love that. So great job on that. That last shot hung a little bit too long. Again, the clothes washing in there, I would have loved to have seen, that was a wide shot. Maybe if you had punched in a little bit at the end to show an extreme close-up of the clothes moving, just so that it wasn't that last, like, that was like a good 10 seconds or so of the same clip. So I would have either cut that or put a close-up in at the end instead of having it hang so long. Another thing you could have done, I don't know if like how good the, I don't know how good the iPhone is or the Samsung phones for waterproof ratings. I know that like the 10 is waterproof, but maybe even of throwing the phone in the washing machine for like 5 seconds, stopping it and grabbing it and retrieving it so it's not in there for like 30 minutes. Bad idea. But getting an interesting shot of a GoPro or anything like that in the actual laundry machine would have been really cool for like 5 seconds. Potentially very damaging to your phone as well. So I'm not suggesting anyone does that. Just where my mind goes instantly, being able to see inside that would have been super cool. But dude, I loved it. Great job. Good job on the masking and making use of your surroundings. So thank you. To the next one. This is fun. I'm having a great time. This one is from Marjolaine. I'm so bad with names. This is from Amsterdam, so some little Amsterdam B-roll sequence. Let's go ahead and roll that. Seamless transition, love that. Nice. Some speed ramps. I think I've been like to this exact spot. Great use of sound. I heard those bikes. That's smooth. Cool, I love that. Okay, specifically, I love that there wasn't a lot of really slow-mo in this one. I felt like maybe those slow shots were at 60 frames. They weren't 120 for sure. There may have been some at the end there. Those nice tracking shots were beautiful. That transition at the beginning was great, seamless. But I love that you were just capturing street life. It was exactly what you were experiencing. So if you were in that square, which I think is where you were, I think I was shooting there with Casey, you're capturing the bubbles. There's always a ton of pigeons there, people taking photos. I love that you were just showing life happening around you. And that's exactly kind of what these sequences are. Either what you're going through that day at that specific time or what you're experiencing on vacation in, and you're just showcasing that in a good, how long was that? 53 seconds. Got a perfect sense of where you were. Very, very well done. I would say keep it up. I loved your use of sound. I would maybe suggest bringing the levels down just slightly so that it's not so much of a very distinct, oh, I heard those spokes of the bike. I would rather be like, did I just hear the bike? Like, are those feathers? Like, it's the subtleness of it, and I'm working on that too, because my levels are sometimes just all over the place. But great job. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, we got time for some more, right? Like, this is gonna be a long video, but like, if we're having a good time, let's just keep it going. Okay, this one's from Rami Ozara from Switzerland. Let's check out his B-roll sequence, the B-roll challenge. Hyperlapse. Love that. Oh, there you go. There's some PM action right there. 1 minute, 4 seconds. So obviously Rami knows what he's doing. That felt like watching one of my vlogs. So very good. My only issue with this is it wasn't really the B-roll challenge. That felt more like just like a really great intro to a vlog. But we saw Subway in that. We saw buildings. There was a hyperlapse. There was walking through a market, going downstairs. There was a lot of different areas with that. Whereas the challenge is more so like, okay, I'm sat here right now. I have a gorilla pod. I've got a roll of gaff tape. This is my desk. I'm going to stick to B-roll of just this area. The exercise is to really focus in on not so much of a variety of locations, but just limiting yourself to something that forces that creativity out of you. So very good job. Your video is amazing, but I would recommend maybe trying it in just a very tight quarters, like the laundromat. You know, dude's doing his laundry and he's just stuck with that. So great job. Masking transitions on point. I heard all those market sounds, like all the sound of the glitch was amazing. Like loved the glitch, but great job, dude. Like that was damn good. We got some more. I got room left on my memory card. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep rolling with this. Keep rolling with this. B-roll. P-roll. Okay. All right, this is from Tristan Mark. This was shot out his office window of the 7th floor, I believe, wherever he works in the world. Let's take a look at what this looks like. I hear that plane. I love birds. I love that. You know, that was honestly one of my favorite ones. I love the pacing. I love the tone of this one. I love that I love that it was very unique. It was soft, it was beautiful, it was great visuals of sunset and the birds and the sounds, and it was just like really soft. So I like the change of pace for this. Obviously, this guy's shooting this out his window. You can only get what you can get, but he did a great job. So let's say your vlog is at the office and you're like, all right guys, the sun is setting, I'm gonna get going. The sun is coming down low, so let's pack this day up and move to the car. We'll see you guys there. This could kind of just fade in real nice to just kind of set the mood of the day. So Tristan, you did a great job. I'm a huge fan. So, all right, so next up we have a collaboration B-roll challenge from Audrey and Cody. Audrey Ember, I guess Audrey and her friend Cody live in different parts of the States, and they both filmed B-roll and combined it together. So I haven't seen this yet, but I saw a little snippet of this on Twitter, so let's go ahead and check out what this looks like. Kind of excited for this, to be honest. Very good use of shooting what's around you. As you guys could see, you saw a lot of the same clips, but that's because, you know, you're trying to get the most out of the area that you're in. So great masking. I love that you were going to the beat of the music. Even if it wasn't a transition, it was just like a punch in, punch back out. That kind of stuff is great. My recommendation too is I don't think that was shot in 24 frames a second. It looked kind of like it was in 30 or 60, which kind of made it look a little more home video versus cinematic. So I would say I would have preferred it in 24 frames a second. I think it would have looked better. I think the motion blur, because you did a lot of pans, a lot of width pans, they would have looked better with that proper frame rate. So that would be my one recommendation, is to shoot that in 24p or make sure that your timeline is matched up to your actual footage. Thank you so much to everybody that submitted their PM B-roll challenge videos. I really had a good time doing this. If you guys like this format and want to see more of this style video, let me know in those comments down below. I'm going to be checking them out and I'd love to know your thoughts on this, but I really had a good time and thank you for putting yourselves out there, because it's not easy to watch your work getting critiqued by someone else on the internet in front of hundreds of thousands of people. So good job to you. Keep creating. The fact that you guys are going out there and utilizing the stuff that I'm teaching makes me so happy. So that is today's video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like button if you like this video. Smash it. That's something that you're into, 2018 style. Subscribe if you aren't already. And guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace.